Callan stepped into a massive hall, a chamber far grander than any he had seen before. The air was filled with blue flames, hovering like a galaxy of floating stars. The floor beneath his feet was a marvel of its own, carved with intricate spirals that seemed to shift and writhe with every step he took. It was an unsettling, beautiful dance of light and shadow. As his eyes adjusted, he saw it. At the very center of the immense space stood a single, solitary pedestal, and resting upon it was something that made his heart stop, something he never, ever expected to see in this place, a Valari command crest. This wasn't just any emblem, it was the symbol of service, loyalty, and unwavering obedience. It was the crest he had once earned. The crest he had once cherished with every fiber of his being. As he stood frozen, a voice rose from the very walls around him, deeper and more resonant than any he had heard before. It echoed through the hall, a powerful, disembodied presence. To walk forward, it rumbled. You must let go of what anchors you behind. Hesitantly, Callan moved toward the pedestal. Each step felt heavy, as if he were wading through thick mud. He reached out, his hand trembling uncontrollably as he lifted the crest. The moment his fingers touched the cool metal, a flood of memories crashed over him. He saw his commander's face, beaming with praise after a hard-won battle. He felt the overwhelming pride of his family, their faces shining with admiration. He remembered the comforting certainty of duty, the simple, solid feeling of knowing his place and purpose, of never having to question anything at all. A choked sob escaped his lips, his voice cracking with emotion. I honored this, he whispered to the empty hall. I believed in it. Why does the tower want me to abandon everything that made me? The voice answered him, its tone unchanging. Because what made you limits you. He looked down, and to his horror, the crest in his hand began to melt. It dissolved into a shimmering blue liquid, hot and yet not burning. He instinctively tried to hold it tighter, to clench his fist and keep it from escaping, but it was like trying to hold water. The liquid flowed through his fingers, pooling on the spiraling floor below. The weight of his loss, the sudden emptiness, was too much. He fell to one knee, his head bowed. Then who am I without it? He asked, his voice barely a whisper. For the first time, the tower's voice answered gently, its resonance softening. Someone capable of choosing. As it spoke, the liquid on the floor rose into the air on its own. It swirled and coalesced, forming a new symbol before him, a symbol that was undefined, constantly shifting, waiting for him to give it form, to give it meaning. Callan watched it, his breath shallow, his mind racing. He knew, somehow, that he was meant to define it, but he wasn't ready, not yet. As if sensing his hesitation, the symbol dissolved into nothingness, a path forward opened. Shaken, but undeniably changed, Callan rose and moved forward.